What if the greatest threat in Silo was never the toxic world beyond the door, but the story people were told so they'd never try to open it? Welcome back to Screenscope Reviews, where we don't just recap worlds, we question why they exist. And today's update pushes Silo Season 3 into its most disturbing territory yet. Season 2 didn't end with revelation. It ended with proof. Juliet Nichols didn't just step outside the silo, she survived it. And in doing so, she became the one outcome the system was never designed to handle. Because the silo can tolerate rebellion. What it cannot tolerate is evidence. Inside, Bernard Holland doesn't react like a leader facing crisis. He reacts like a man guarding a mechanism that's been running exactly as intended for generations. That's the key shift Season 3 is bringing into focus. The silo was never built to save humanity. It was built to condition it. Today's update confirms that Season 3 will dive deeper into the idea that fear wasn't a side effect of the system, it was the fuel. Every rule. Every ritual. Every punishment calibrated to produce obedience without understanding. And nowhere is that more horrifying than the truth behind cleaning. Cleaning was never symbolic. It was never a warning. It was never a chance at redemption. Emerging details and converging theories now point to something far colder. Cleaning was a finalized process. A public execution wrapped in civic duty. The suit didn't fail. The airlock wasn't flawed. The technology worked exactly as designed, to ensure no one lived long enough to contradict the image fed back into the silo. A dead world. A final collapse. A story that reinforces control. Because hope is contagious. And hope destroys systems built on fear. Juliet's survival doesn't just challenge the narrative, it infects it. Season 3 expands the scope outward, revealing that her silo was never alone. Multiple silos. Identical rules. Identical lies. Parallel experiments asking the same brutal question, how long will people obey if terror is all they know? Inside the silo, something more dangerous than rebellion begins to spread. Awareness. Parents start questioning why their children were sent outside. Workers wonder why progress never happens. Why rules never evolve. And once people realize the system never intended them to thrive, only to comply, obedience starts to rot. The most devastating realization isn't that the outside may be survivable. It's that the inside was never meant to be permanent. Silo Season 3 isn't about escape. It's about exposure. About confronting the machinery that decided ignorance was safer than freedom, and death was preferable to uncertainty. And it leads to the most explosive question the series has ever asked. If a lie keeps people calm, fed, and alive, but the truth would tear everything apart, is the lie justified? Because once people learn they were never protected, only managed. There is no rebuilding the walls. Stay with Screenscope Reviews. Because when a system built on fear starts to fracture, it doesn't fade away. It breaks violently, and it takes everything with it.